ARMY is furious. BTS's Kim Taehyung, one of the most influential artists in the K-pop music industry, was surprisingly left out of the 2025 Seoul Music Awards nominations. How could a world-class star with such incredible achievements be left out? Was this just a mistake, or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? BTS's V is one of the global icons who continues to dominate the music industry even while serving in the military. However, as fans eagerly awaited the 2025 Seoul Music Awards nominations, they were shocked by the harsh reality. Taehyung's name was completely absent from the list. How could this happen? In fact, throughout 2024, V has shown incredible achievements both in terms of music, individual achievements, and his impact on the entertainment industry. His solo album released last year was a huge success, setting numerous streaming records, topping global charts, and receiving praise from music critics all over the world. Not only that, several of his songs were even included in the list of the best songs of the year in various major music media. As an artist, V is not only a singer but also a musician who has a unique character in each of his works. His distinctive musical style with touches of jazz, R&B, and soul has made him a highly respected figure in the industry. Both fans and industry analysts agree that V has extraordinary artistic qualities. So, how could he be ignored by one of the biggest music awards events? Looking back, the Seoul Music Awards has always been known as an award that recognizes musicians with vocal quality, musicality, and great influence in the music world. With criteria like that, there should be no reason for V not to be included in the list of nominees. But in reality, V's name was not mentioned at all in any category. This disappointment was further compounded by the fact that several other nominated artists had achievements that were not comparable to V. In fact, some of them had streaming figures that were not even comparable to V. In fact, some of them had lower streaming and sales figures as well as less influence than V on a global scale. This made many fans question the credibility of this year's Seoul Music Awards. Didn't take long for ARMY to react. They immediately stormed social media, venting their disappointment with hashtags like #JusticeForTaehyung and #SeoulMusicAwardsUnfair, which immediately became trending topics on various platforms. Many fans suspect that this is a form of neglect towards an artist who is not only talented but has also made a big contribution to the music industry. Several theories have begun to emerge among fans and industry analysts. Some suspect that there is a political element behind this decision. As we know, the music industry is not always free from behind-the-scenes games. There could be certain factors that caused V to be discarded from the nominations, whether because of label policy, sponsor interests, or even competition between entertainment agencies. Others suspect that this is part of a larger pattern. In recent years, we have often seen certain artists being treated unfairly in various award events, despite their extraordinary achievements. Is this just a coincidence, or is there a hidden agenda? However, some argue that this is simply a mistake or a decision based on different standards than in previous years. It is possible that the organizers have certain considerations that are not made public. However, without transparency, this decision is still difficult to accept for fans who have supported V wholeheartedly. Regardless of the reasons behind V's removal from the nominations, one thing is for sure: ARMY will not stay silent. They have proven time and again that they can change things with the power of their voices. It is not impossible that this massive protest will push the organizers of the Seoul Music Awards to clarify or even review their decision. But is ARMY's anger enough to change this decision? History has proven that fan pressure can have a big impact on the entertainment industry, but there are times when such decisions remain unchanged. The Seoul Music Awards is not just any award. They have their own judging system, which is often not completely transparent to the public. But is this system really fair? If we look back, there have been many similar cases where artists with extraordinary achievements were ignored from prestigious music award nominations. Take, for example, a few years ago when several other global artists experienced the same thing. The reasons behind their neglect were often unclear, leaving only speculation and disappointment. Many fans have begun to compare this situation with previous years. On several occasions, BTS as a group have faced similar things where they were considered worthy of certain awards but instead lost or were not even nominated. Even so, the group continued to move forward, proving that they do not need validation from certain awards to prove their greatness. However, V's case this time feels different. This is not just a matter of the award he did not receive, but also how the industry seems to ignore his great achievements. For many, this is not just an injustice, but also an attempt to belittle the individual contributions of one of BTS's most influential members. Many suspect that the industry is trying to control BTS and its members' dominance in the music world. With the BTS members currently serving their mandatory military service, this could be a time for some to tone down their influence or at least reduce their exposure at major events. But what must be remembered is that V is not just an idol. He is a true artist who has built an incredible reputation and fan base. Awards are important, but the greatest rewards come from people who continue to support and love his music. ARMY did not remain silent. They began organizing various forms of online protests, from petitions to social media movements aimed at pressuring the Seoul Music Awards to provide clarification. In fact, some fans from the international community began contacting the media to discuss this injustice further. On the other hand, several music analysts have also spoken out. Some critics and industry observers have begun to question how the Seoul Music Awards judging system actually works. Is it truly based on musical quality and achievement, or are there other, more political factors? Amidst this controversy, V's agency, HYBE, has yet to make an official statement. This makes fans even more curious. Are they also shocked by this decision, or did they already anticipate something like this could happen? If we look at the pattern that is happening, it is likely that HYBE will not interfere too much in this matter. They will probably let V and ARMY speak for themselves through real actions and support, without having to directly attack the Seoul Music Awards. This is a strategy they have used several times in the past, not too confrontational but still allowing BTS's influence to continue to grow. However, one thing is for sure, this controversy will not die down quickly. V's name may have been crossed off the list of nominees, but his name can never be crossed out of the hearts of his fans. So what's next? Will the Seoul Music Awards issue an official statement regarding their decision? Can pressure from ARMY change anything? Or will this be one of those moments where fans have to accept the bitter truth and focus on continuing to support V in other ways? What is clear is that history has proven that BTS and its members have always overcome all obstacles. And if V is indeed dumped this time, then there is only one possibility that will happen in the future. He will rise stronger, bigger, and brighter than ever. 'Cause awards may come and go, but legends will always be remembered. And Taehyung is not just an artist. He is a legend that cannot be erased.